So here recently news broke that's taking social media by storm, and we've got to talk about it. As former Notre Dame quarterback Tyler Buchner announced his intention to transfer from Notre Dame to Alabama, something we've got to break down. But before we can, as always, y'all know the drill. I have got to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Are you surprised Tyler Buchner announced that he's transferring to Alabama? And let me know what you're thinking. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed the content, be sure to like and comment down below, as those interactions are massive to content creators such as myself. And we're on a push to 20,000 subscribers. I'd love to have you part of this unbelievable community. But having said all that, let's jump right into this. And where do we begin with this move? Because there are several questions people are asking, and there are several different ways we could attack this. First and foremost, I found it intriguing that Alabama would hit the transfer portal whenever they have 4 quarterbacks on scholarship. And whenever we look at A-Day, there were sequences from both Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson, the two most Alabama fans and most college football fans expect the quarterback battle to be between. There were sequences they had that you could point to and say, okay, if the consistency develops, both of these guys have the capability to run this offense, ran by new offensive coordinator Tommy Rees. The one thing that does make sense to me is that Tommy Rees would want a quarterback that has a greater familiarity with what it is he wants to do, and there is that connection there between he and Buchner, with Tommy Rees being the former coordinator at Notre Dame. Buchner coming from Notre Dame. But if you were looking at A-Day, I think you had to feel like, okay, well, there still is growth from both of these quarterbacks that has to be had, but whenever you look at the offensive line, an offensive line that has talent, but you feel like it's an offensive line that's going to be improving. Whenever you look at the running back room, and there are several names we can talk about in the running back room, that's genuinely an exciting unit for the Crimson Tide. And if the drops are cleaned up from the wide receivers, there are some names there, such as a Malik Benson, such as a Kendrick Law, that could have big seasons. However, Nick Saban almost hinted after the game that they would hit the transfer portal, or at least could expect to hit the transfer portal. Lo and behold, here we are, as they bring in former Notre Dame quarterback Tyler Buchner. So what does this mean going forward for Alabama? Well, it gives them 5 scholarship quarterbacks on roster, and quite honestly, I don't know what happens next, nor do I really know what this means for Alabama's quarterback battle. Because even though I don't think Tyler Buchner is going to come in and instantly win the job over Jalen Milroe or Ty Simpson, I find it odd that you would transfer from somewhere such as Notre Dame, whenever you were in a quarterback battle there with Sam Hartman, to go to somewhere else where you would be a depth piece, or you would be locked in another quarterback battle that there's no guarantee you win. So it's an interesting move, no doubt. The one thing, like I said, that does make complete sense to me is there is a connection between Buchner and Tommy Rees. So if he was coming here, he'd have a familiarity with what Tommy Rees wants to do. Tommy Rees has a familiarity with what Buchner does well, and they can hit the ground running. One of the biggest things, and one of the most important things for Alabama's quarterback battle, is protecting the football. That's going to be key for whoever wins the job for the Crimson Tide. You can bet your bottom dollar that's going to be someone who Nick Saban's going to tell prioritize protecting the football over everything. Tyler Buchner had a little bit of interception problems while with Notre Dame. Coming off last season, he had 3 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Now, can that get cleaned up? Absolutely. And I'm no quarterback coach, nor am I an offensive coordinator, so I don't know the things to point to tell you, oh yes, this can be cleaned up very easily, or no, it can't. I just found it intriguing that we've talked extensively about protecting the football being a priority for Alabama this year, and Tyler Buchner had a little bit of an interception problem while at Notre Dame. So what this means for the quarterback room going forward is anybody's guess. I'm super intrigued to see the quarterback battle going forward. This is a move that I think a lot of people are going to have questions about. I'm interested to see what happens moving forward, but at the end of the day, I always fall back on this. I am in no way, shape, or form a coach, and if Nick Saban deemed this to be a move that will be a positive for Alabama, it's tough to argue with Nick Saban because he's right far more often than he's wrong. So I'm really interested to see what this means going forward. I wish the best for everybody in this situation, and hopefully this drives the quarterback room to be able to bring the best out of every individual in there. But I'm also super intrigued to see what this means going forward. Can't wait to hear from y'all. Hop down to the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. That's it. See ya.